Now with that, we have access to our storage. So now we can just go ahead and click send. So now we have ourselves a little package. Just look at us. We're so adorable. Hello everybody and welcome back to some more Create to Mechanism. Today, we are going to be making a new kind of storage system with the Create mod. It's actually really cool. From what I've been looking into this, it's like, this is probably the most unique storage system I've ever seen. I actually really like it. But before we get into that, I have been busy in between episodes. So you all remember at the end of the last video, I made the polished coke automation right here. I've added some chutes right here that go off into some offshoots. So that way I can kind of triple my oak output for this. So that's good. I've also automated the sandpaper for it. And I also made a small pseudo automation for the copper wires, but the sandpaper one was very much all over the place when it came to it. But I managed to get everything going into it. I brought my sand grinding thing over here for this. That way it all just goes in at this intersection and then climbs up to there to where it will then only go in once it is necessary. So yeah, that was a solid 30 minutes to an hour. I'm glad I didn't do it in the last video. Either way though, now that that is out of the way, the storage system. This is actually going to be very interesting as it's going to involve the item vault from Create, which is it's been in the mod for a long time. Unfortunately, the vault hasn't really been changed in recipe, but also a little bit unfortunately, it hasn't been changed because we still need barrels. So that's still quite a lot. But there we go. Now we actually have ourselves an item vault, the horizontal version. There's also apparently a vertical version. I'm not sure which one I want to do because while the vertical one would be infinitely expandable, it would also be very difficult for it to be infinitely expandable. I guess then I'll just go ahead and then lay it right here. So when it comes to these things, we can have multi-blocks like this, and then that one could go out in a few places like that. That would be pretty cool. It looks like I may also end up needing some more of these as well. But what's even better is if we go ahead and connect these guys all the way up here. And then once we bring that one there, now we have ourselves a threefer. We can actually also just go ahead and put more of these on there like this, and it's just, we'll just expand it on its own. I mean, that should be fine. Like, that should definitely be big enough. But also, possibilities. Yeah, no, that should definitely be way better, though. So there we go. Now the vault itself is ready. But you might notice, no matter how much I left-click it or right-click it, it doesn't actually do anything. And that's because we cannot actually access this thing as a normal menu. At least not yet. Because normally what we would do, at least in older versions, is we would apply funnels to this thing. So that way then we could input and export stuff. That is no longer required. We now have a sillier option. And that option is of course going to involve frogs. So for us to unlock this sillier option, we're first going to need to make ourselves an iron trap door. I don't know how to make those though. I'm just realizing I've never actually made those. Is it like this? Is that? Nope, that's iron bars. Ah, okay, it's just a little 4 recipe like this. Okay, so then we take that, and then we get ourselves an item hatch. This would actually... Whoa, that is trippy. Whoa, hold on a minute. Okay, I know I'm going off track here, but like, that's where the actual blocks are. But this looks like the center. But it's not. Okay, so yeah, there's no actual middle to this. It's gonna be odd. So that's fine. So then I guess we can just go ahead and slap this right here. There we go. So now we can actually put whatever we want into here. So if I wanted to put, say, a shaft in here, I could just go ahead and right-click this. And then we should be able to see... Okay, we cannot see in JEI. Oh, there it is. We can now see that there is one shaft in there. But I still can't get it out. So we need to get ourselves a packager, which we can get from cardboard. Ooh, there's looking like there's more stuff than I thought. Ah, it's always the case. Okay, so we need to get ourselves some called pulp, which we get from any natural thing, it seems, and some water in a mixer. Well, I have this basically miscellaneous mixer right here. I've never actually dedicatedly automated that, so I guess I could use that. It's a good thing I didn't do the bucket. Dude, you guys have no idea. I was actually thinking of using the bucket. I am so glad I didn't do that. But there we go. Now we got ourselves the rest of our pulp. So now I should just need to actually throw this into here. And now we're getting cardboard. That is sick. And actually, I believe this stuff will also lead to an armor type of some kind. Yeah, I can make a cardboard sword. A mostly harmless yet powerful weapon. How is it harmless but powerful? That makes no sense, but it is actually a really good thing for me to get. But we should be good to actually get ourselves, yeah, the cardboard now. That is good. So there we go. After that, we just combine these together in here, and there we go. Now I have the packager. So I should just need to go ahead and throw this guy here, I believe. That might need to be turned. See, I'm not certain because I don't think it matters where that thing is. I'll leave it up there for now. That should be fine. Okay, so now we got ourselves the packager. This thing is basically going to be the export, but we still need to be able to access this. That is where we're going to get into the rest of the process, as this is all still going to get into the rest of the process. But I keep saying things like that because my brain is big and dumb. So firstly, we're going to need to go ahead and make ourselves this transmitter. This way, we can go ahead and then throw these guys into here. Then we can make ourselves a redstone link. Now, normally with the redstone link, you'd send wireless redstone signals, but that's not what we want with this thing. What we want is to throw this not back into here, as we needed this to be in here. We needed the item vault. That way we can then go ahead and make ourselves 2 of these stock links. One of them is going to be for a further craft, and this gets us a redstone requester. But that is still not what we want. We want to take this in for one final... Okay, apparently it goes there. For one final time. And I needed one more of these. We can go ahead and throw these guys into here. And this doesn't make us the thing? Oh, wait. No, right. I needed this one. And then with our last andesite machine, we can go ahead and take this into our cutter and make ourselves a stock tower. So now we can go ahead, put the frog right up here, and we can just call this guy Jeff. Then we can go ahead and put our stock link right here. Then what we would do is we would go ahead and right click. Okay, maybe I just normal right click this. Yes, I do. And then we can go ahead and put that here. But before we can use this, we need a mob to pilot this thing. A central storage manager to be able to control this whole thing that we can then go to. Now, this can be done with one of 2 ways. One way I could do this would be with a blaze burner. Probably the cheapest way, too, as it would just take some blaze rods, soul sand, which I already have, and then get in the empty blaze burner so that we can make this thing. I can just plop them right there and it would work. But I want to do something even better. So if I go ahead and make another andesite machine and carve this thing out as a summoning altar, I can then go ahead and use this to summon any mob I desire that is within the Summoning Rituals mod. What I want is going to be a cow. We're going to have to get glowstone, CMCable, so that's not a problem. Iron, dirt, wheat, I have seeds, so that's fine. Light gray dye, I have flowers, so that's fine. Redstone and emerald and leather. So all that's easy, I can gather up all that away. But the main thing that is different is a summoning doll, the catalyst to this. For us to make that, I hope I still have exactly one more. We need to use porcelain clay to make this baby. And also, to get our money's worth, we're gonna need an emerald. I guess I can go ahead and encase this in chain drives for now. So then we can just go ahead and throw this here, and throw these guys into place. And There we go. So let me go ahead and gather up the rest of the things and hope I don't die in the nether trying to get glowstone.
20 minutes later.
Alrighty, I should have everything, and you might notice a little different thing on me. I decided to make some armor to help with my trip to the nether. This did not give as much armor as I expected to. But I can go into a tiny box and sneak around, so, you know, it's fine. Look at me! I'm freaking adorable! Okay, but anyways, we should have everything now, so all we need to do is just right-click all of these into here. And then once a valid recipe is made, this should, there we go, act as the catalyst. If it just plopped in like the rest of them, I know I messed up something. So, once this is ready, we should now get ourselves a cow. Now, I could take the cow and then use him as the regional manager. But I don't want to do that. No, no, no. You see, the cow has a different purpose. Yes. You must die, cow. You inflict slowness 10? It does no damage, though. I would have at least expected it to do something. Okay, so I need a different weapon. Do I have anything good? Nope, I guess I gotta use my pickaxe. Okay, then. So... Ooh. Could I, like... No. Okay, slowness 10. And then die, 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 die. Okay. There we go. We got the raw beef here. Okay, so is that EMCable? It is. That is very good. So why did I want to kill the cow instead of using it? Well, why don't I go ahead and just show you guys. So with this raw beef, we go ahead and put it into our summoning ritual once again. And combine with dirt, 2 glowstone, a light gray dye, 3 bones, which I acquired through means that I will explain in a moment, emeralds, and our summoning doll once more. We're going to get an even better candidate for this. And you're all going to understand, at least some of you might. Behold, we've got a wolf. And not just any wolf. Angel has been reincarnated once more. Oh my gosh, I can't crouch with the armor. There we go. Look at her! Oh, she's beautiful. Okay, so here's a question. If I bring her over to here, if you're over here, and then I just sit you down, will you work? No. Okay, I didn't think so. So that means I'm going to need to get myself a white seat. That should be pretty easy. I should just need to go ahead and grab myself some wool. I don't have any wool though, so I'm gonna need to go ahead and grab string. Is wool just not EMCable, or did I just never actually make it? So, no, it's EMCable, I just never put it in here. Huh. Well, of course I made it, I have a bed! I'm stupid! But either way, we can go ahead and combine these together, and now we got ourselves a seat. So then I can go ahead and move Angel for a moment. Come here, Angel. Come here. Come here. Get your butt over here. Okay, there we go. Doggos. So, we put it down there, and then we just need to bring her over. This is not gonna work. Okay, there we go. We just need you to get into the seat. So, like, right there. There we go. And there we go. She's got her little hat on, as Angel is now the new regional manager. That is good. That is good. Okay. So, now with that, new category. I don't know what this means. Okay, so I figured out what was wrong. It was actually very simple. It was just that the thing that was like that little notch on side of the packager that I was looking at before, that I had facing up towards Jeff. Yeah, I actually did need it facing the storage. So, there we go. Now with that, we have access to our storage. So now we can just go ahead and click send. And look, if I go ahead and put this back on again, I have a little brother. Oh my gosh. So now we have ourselves a little package. And just look at us. We're so adorable. We're so in sync. We're twin thief. Oh my goodness. But if I go ahead and just shift right click it, it then gives us back the item that we put in there. So now I can go ahead and deposit items into here and take them out thanks to Angel, who will be our central storage manager. And the reason why I'm saying central storage, this storage system is very unique in that we can actually hook up multiple ones inside of a kind of a storage network. To do that, I would need like a chain thing. Yeah, this thing right here, the chain conveyor, which is actually very cheap. It wouldn't be very hard for me to get, and it's actually really sick in the things that you could do with it. But I think that for the moment, this should work well enough. So if I go ahead and just take out the rest of my stuff in here, I should just be able to go ahead and then throw these into here, no problem. Actually, I might be able to like shift click it all in or something. So like if I go ahead and did that, yeah, now all the stuff in my upper inventory is gone. There we go. So now we have ourselves a gigantic storage system that can hold an indeterminate amount of items. That's the thing. I don't entirely know how much this thing can actually store, nor do I know anything really about this. So if I expand it, it might delete the items in it. Okay, so then let's see. If I go ahead and put this here. Okay, so the items do still stay in. And I mean, I can't really go wrong with more storage space, so you know, that's fine. Okay. So there we go. At long last, we finally have ourselves an off-center storage system. There we go. That's much better. So did you like this video? Good. Then be sure to check out our last Create a Mechanism video where we work to venture to the Nether. Bye-bye!